Shalom and welcome to Branch of Israel. This is Rabbi Roger coming to you from God's beautiful country, Israel. One thing we as human beings do is generally use words we have no idea of their actual meaning, but we definitely know how to use them in a sentence. Recently, my wife and I learned an entirely new perspective on a word which we thought we knew and understood fairly well, but soon realized differently. I saw a post on LinkedIn that originated from a blog because the originating author, too, obviously had a misunderstanding of the meaning of this particular word. Listen to the response that was written. The Greek word for meek is praus, a word used by the military as it relates to horse training. The Greek army would find the wildest horses in the mountains. After months of training, they sorted the horses into categories. Some were discarded, some broken and made useful for bearing burdens. Some were useful for ordinary duty, and the fewest of all graduated as war horses. When a horse passed the conditioning required for a war horse, its state was described as praus, or meek. The war horse had power under authority, strength under control. A war horse never ceased to be determined, strong, and passionate. However, it learned to bring its nature under discipline. It gave up being unruly, out of control, and rebellious. A war horse learned to bring that nature under control. It would now respond to the slightest touch of the rider, stand in the face of cannon fire, thunder into battle, and stop at a whisper. It was now meek. So, knowing where the word meek comes from, now imagine this scene. A ridge full of fearless war horses snorting steam with every breath into the dawn's early light. Huge eyes beaming with light, mentally acute like no other. Fully aware of the monstrous threats lurking below and yet eager to charge like roaring thunder into the valley. Meek is an incredible inner strength and outer fortitude that no worldly power will ever know. No threat or sacrifice will sway it from its course. It is a fearless, invincible state of being. Its energy is boundless and its vision is clear. So of course I had to look in the Hebrew and see if the Greek is similar or a variation thereof. Working backwards from Matthew 5:5 to Psalms 37:11, the Hebrew word for meek is anav, generally translated as gentle, afflicted, or humble. However, the underlying tone from the root means to bestow labor upon, to exercise oneself as in to humble oneself before anyone. In the same way, that is how we are to be as believers. We are to be constantly looking as watchmen, which is the modern Hebrew word for Christian found in Jeremiah 31:6. We are to be continually prepared for battle because, as we already know, our fight is against the rulers and principalities of this world. So like those horses, be prepared and be ready for battle. For more teachings and information, visit branchofisrael.com. Again, this is Rabbi Roger coming to you from Israel, and thank you so much for listening. Goodbye, or see you again.